alum, Zach DuBois. He graduated pre-med and psychology in 2011. But instead of going to med school, he has spent the last 4 years chasing his dream of becoming a country music star. And it's paying off big time because his latest single, quote, "Working Harder," unquote, debuted last month on CMT. Zach, thanks for joining us on Notre Dame Day.
Good to be here, Digger.
So let me ask you, you grow up in Elkhart. Where did this country and Western lifestyle come into your life?
Yeah, so growing up in Elkhart, I actually grew up outside of Elkhart, kind of in the middle of nowhere on a piece of land that's been in my family now for going on 6 generations. And I guess just kind of growing up in the country, and it used to be a family farm, a working farm that we grew up on. I guess that paired with my dad and mom's love of country music, and in addition to country music, kind of the singer-songwriters of the 70s like James Taylor, John Denver. You know, I think that's where the country side of things came from. Just kind of growing up in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, so then all of a sudden, pre-med Notre Dame. Why?
That's an interesting story. So growing up, I really wasn't into music at all. I was into sports. I was quarterback on the football team, played baseball in high school, and we just won state the year before in football, so I was getting ready to come into my senior year. We won state, we were hoping to repeat, and I ended up finding out that I had a broken back, broken L5 vertebrae, bilateral stress fracture, so couldn't play football, and I was going to the doctor a lot, and that's kind of where my passion for medicine kind of came from, and interestingly enough, that's where my passion for music came from as well. I was sitting at home during 2 days, kind of feeling sorry for myself, had a bunch of negative energy, and wanted to kind of take that negative energy and put it into something positive because I couldn't play football. So ended up teaching myself how to play guitar, and yeah, kind of went from there as I went through school.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So now you go pre-med 4 years at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You and I have a lot in common because I went to college to get a degree in business to go in business with my dad to be a funeral director, undertaker. But that fall, during the summer, I got delayed because the high school coach asked me to help coach the high school basketball team, and I had a meeting with my mom and dad after 4 years of college.
How'd that go?
And saying, well, I want to delay in mommy school, and I never got there, so I know what you went through. How did your meeting go with mom and dad?
Well, luckily for me, it was kind of a gradual thing. They kind of saw that my interest in music was really kind of taking off as I went through school, and I was putting videos on YouTube that were getting really well received and getting a lot of views. And so by the time I started having that conversation with them, I think they kind of already knew. But it was, oh man, that was quite a conversation to have, going from having a kid going to med school to, you know, trying to strike out on your own, travel around playing music all over the country. So.
All right, so now it's time for you to play. And I want to hear, quote, unquote, "Working Harder," because it's going to be a big hit.
I hope so. Music video's been on CMT now for a couple weeks, and it's been doing really well. And I guess the song kind of came from just wanting to share a message that was kind of bigger than myself. Whether you're, you know, a basketball coach or trying to go to med school or in education or in some kind of business, there's so many things that are out of your control. A lot of variables that you don't have control over. But the one thing you always have control over is how hard you work. And if you work hard and work smart about things, good things will happen. So this is work harder. She says you better dream big, we'll never let you drown. Boy, you're either gonna sink or swim out of this town. It's worth it when you know you earned it on your own. I learned it then and there. Oh, and mama had us sitting at the table, said if you want it and you're willing and you're able, then work hard to go farther and hold stronger, to love longer. When you wanna pack it in, you gotta suck it up and dig deeper, burn harder and work harder. You work harder. There's gonna be those days you feel like giving in, but you gotta find a way to dust it off and get back up again. Think of my old man and everything that he taught me. He said, when you think you giving everything that you got. You work harder to go farther and hold stronger, to love longer. When you wanna pack it in, you gotta suck it up and dig deeper, burn harder and work harder. You work harder, yeah. Oh, this generation, yeah, we're working for the next one, making sure they get the best of everything they can. So we work hard, we work harder, we work hard to go farther and hold stronger, to love longer. When we wanna pack it in, you know we suck it up and dig deeper, burn harder and work harder. Yeah, we work harder. Speak softer, laugh louder, dream bigger, love fuller, and work harder. You know we work harder, 'cause it's worth it when you know you earned it on your own.
Zach, baby. Zach, Darius Rucker, look out.
Hey.
Zach DuBois is coming after you. Thanks a
Appreciate
lot.
it, Digger.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep it going,
Thank
baby.
you.
Live the dream. Make it happen.
Thank you.
Annie, back to you.
Thanks, Digger, and thanks, Zach. I am here with